In the headlines on Sunday, the University of Hong Kong is asking students to complete an online anti-scam course and questionnaire, as more than 60 students have been swindled out of $60 million in total in recent scams. Police arrest 2 men vaping space oil drug by using the newly introduced rapid detection kits for the first time. And TikTok shuts down in the United States hours ahead of a ban takes effect, but President-elect Donald Trump may restore it.
The University of Hong Kong is asking students to complete a police anti-fraud questionnaire, or they will face restrictions on accessing facilities such as the library. The HKU Student Union reported that the century-year-old institution has reached out to students via email, highlighting that over 60 students have fallen victim into scams in recent months, with total losses exceeding $60 million. Students were required to study relevant knowledge and fill out questionnaire through an internal system before the 10th next month to raise awareness about scams and enhance personal protection. Lawmaker Johnny Ng, who is also the founder of Civil Anti-Scam Alliance, described the university's approach as inevitable, stating that while previous anti-fraud campaigns have been conducted, students often dismiss them until they become victims themselves. He also suggested that the authority should provide relevant anti-fraud information to individuals applying for visas before they arrive in the city.
Police arrested 2 men after rapid test kits detected etomidate, the main substance of space oil drug, in their e-cigarette cartridges, marking the first time the newly introduced rapid testing kits was used in their crackdown on space oil. One case occurred at Yau Ma Tei. Police officers from the Emergency Unit Kowloon West and Tactical Unit intercepted a 55-year-old man and detected etomidate in his e-cigarette cartridges by using the testing kit. Later on the same day, a 31-year-old man was arrested in Hong Kong, where officers found 4 e-cigarette cartridges containing space oil. The government is set to list space oil as a dangerous drug on February 14th. Following this change, anyone caught selling space oil could face a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. The Center for Health Protection reported 37 severe influenza cases among adults, resulting in 15 deaths since the city officially entered into the flu season. Notably, 25 of these patients did not get flu jabs. Taking to the airwaves, David Hui, head of respiratory medicine at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, urged the public to get vaccinated early, as the flu vaccination rates are currently low, with only 48% for children under 5 years old and about 45% for seniors aged 65 or above. The winter flu season will peak in early February, Hui predicted. He added that this flu season started in the second week of this year and will normally last around 4 to 6 weeks, followed by a decline over another 6 to 8 weeks. He also highlighted that flu outbreaks are occurring in many countries like Japan, South Korea, and Singapore, advising travelers to get flu jabs before their trips. Talking about respiratory syncytial virus, which usually occurs during the spring, Hui said CHP's Scientific Committee on Vaccine-Preventable Diseases has temporarily not advised vaccinating all seniors and pregnant women, pending further data collection. He noted that the RSV vaccine might slightly increase the risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome, which can lead to sudden muscle paralysis. There have also been reports from South Africa indicating a potential increase in miscarriage risk for vaccinated pregnant women, while no similar findings have been noted elsewhere, he said. The World Health Organization is set to release guidelines about the vaccine next year, after which the government will decide on vaccine procurement. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
The airport authority is confident that its ambitious airport expansion blueprint named Skytopia will attract more travelers and positively impact the economy of the SAR. The blueprint envisions a landmark development that features art facilities, a luxury marine resort, a water recreation zone, large performance venues, a yacht bay, and more. Taking to the airwaves today, Airport Authority Chairman Fred Lam said the blueprint has been in the works for several years, aiming to transform the airport into a significant economic driver. He believes that developing the airport into a tourist destination not only will draw more visitors to the city, but also encourage more transit passengers. Currently, transit travelers spend an average of 4 hours at the airport, and Lam hopes that once the Skytopia is completed, it will entice them to leave the restricted area and spend. Lam also mentioned that the expansion project could attract visitors from the Greater Bay Area, citing that Asia World Expo, which hosted over 100 concerts last year, had drawn many mainland visitors. The next step, he said, is to expand the venue to accommodate up to 20,000 attendees. Regarding the anticipated cost of $100 billion, the chairman expressed hopes that 70% of the funding will come from business investments. He highlighted the positive response to last week's initial promotional event, which saw significant interest from investors across the mainland, Asia, and the United States. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
Financial Secretary Po Chan is set to attend the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland tomorrow, aiming to promote Hong Kong's role as a super connector and a super value adder. Themed Collaboration for the Intelligent Age, Chan said the forum will focus on how countries can enhance collaboration to seize opportunities in artificial intelligence and innovation amid geopolitical tensions. Reflecting on last week's Asian Financial Forum on his weekly blog, the finance chief mentioned that the People's Bank of China announced a series of measures to reinforce Hong Kong's status as an international financial center, focusing on optimizing financial market connectivity, improving the offshore renminbi market, and enhancing the convenience of payment and settlement. The government is committed to innovate and reform, aiming to attract funds, investors, and financial products from traditional and emerging markets to boost regional cooperation and development, Chen added.
More than 8,000 walkers participated in Community Chest's annual Walk for Millions this morning, raising funds for 24 organizations that provide family and child welfare services. Following the opening ceremony officiated by Chief Executive John Lee, over 100 teams and individual participants set off from Hong Kong Stadium. Their route took them through Wong Ai Chung Gap Road, Black's Link, and Aberdeen Reservoir Road, finally arriving at Aberdeen Country Park Visitor Centre. The entire journey was about 10 kilometers and took approximately 3 hours to complete.
TikTok is out for U.S. users for now, or at least before President-elect Donald Trump returns to the White House on Monday. The short video app began going dark in late Saturday night, a little more than an hour before a new law banning the app went into effect. It also disappeared from Apple and Google app stores. Users who open the TikTok app are greeted with a pop-up message that reads, "Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now." A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. The message continues. Saturday night's cutoff for U.S. TikTok users followed a report from Reuters, which said Oracle, which manages TikTok's U.S. servers, was set to begin shutting down servers that host TikTok's data as early as Saturday night. In an interview with NBC on Saturday, Trump said he would likely give TikTok 90 more days to work out a deal after he is sworn into office on Monday. Meanwhile, Perplexity AI, an artificial intelligence search engine startup, had officially made a play for TikTok on Saturday, submitting a bid to its parent company ByteDance to create a new merged entity combining Perplexity, TikTok US, and new capital partners, Reuters reported. The bid was set to worth over $50 billion and would allow for most of ByteDance's existing investors to retain their equity stakes, as ByteDance has publicly implied it will not sell TikTok US, according to the report, citing sources familiar with the matter. Under a law passed last year and upheld on Friday by an unanimous Supreme Court, the platform has until Sunday to cut ties with ByteDance or shut down its U.S. operation to resolve concerns it poses a threat to national security. Bess Leung, Cable News.
The long-anticipated ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas officially took effect at 5:15 p.m. Hong Kong time, following Hamas' release of the names of 3 female hostages who are set to be freed first as part of the truce agreement. In exchange, dozens of Palestinian prisoners will be returned. The truce was delayed by over 2 hours due to Hamas allegedly failing to deliver the hostage list on time as agreed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had previously stated that hostilities would not cease until the list was provided. In response, Hamas attributed the delay to technical issues and reaffirmed its commitment to the terms of the agreement. During the delay, at least 10 people were killed and dozens more injured as Israel continued to pound Gaza after the expected start of the ceasefire passed. Despite the uncertainty, celebrations erupted in the central Gaza Strip earlier in anticipation of the ceasefire taking effect. This ceasefire, longer and more substantial than the initial one in 2023, is viewed as a crucial first step toward ending the 15-month conflict. Over the course of the 42-day initial phase, a total of 33 hostages are expected to be returned from Gaza, alongside the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
Shortly after a South Korean court extended the detention of impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol, angry supporters stormed the Seoul Western District Court, resulting in at least 45 arrests. At around 3 in the early morning, the Seoul Western District Court granted the warrant for the president's extended detention, which could be extended for up to 20 days. The decision sparked protests outside the court, where Yoon's supporters destroyed glass doors and broke in by using fire extinguishers. Some wrestled away police shields and tried to damage computers, while others shouted to find the judge approving the arrest warrant, who was not present at the time. Over 1,400 police officers were deployed to disperse the crowd, and a special team was established to investigate the incident. Acting President Choi Sang-mok expressed strong regret over the riot, ordering a thorough police investigation and enhancing security at government facilities. Yoon's lawyer also issued a statement expressing Yoon's shock over the riot and urging for peaceful means of expression. Yoon appeared at the court on Saturday for a 5-hour hearing on his warrant extension. A judge granted a new warrant due to concern that the suspect may destroy evidence. Following South Korean regulations, Yoon has to be held in a solitary cell at the Seoul Detention Center for a maximum of 20 days, with the prosecution planning to transfer him for further investigation 10 days later. Formal charges are expected to be filed before the detention period expires. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.